coming over this Christmas. 'Cause we're staying home.
Wine in your head.
These little sheet storage things from Amazon, I'll link them down below, changed the game. So convenient. I don't know if you know this, but did you know that I'm actually really fast at putting pillowcases on pillows?
You're like the world record holder?
Yeah. Just in case I've never mentioned it.
I don't think so. Sounds like a new story to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day. Hello everybody, welcome back to another vlog, vlogmas number 11. We're almost at the end, it's crazy. We drove back to Arizona this morning. As you can see, we've got the laundry going. We have escaped to the country playing on the TV because we just ate lunch. It's like noon? No, it's like 1 o'clock now. We got here and for the last couple of hours, we've just been like sanitizing the ice maker, doing the dishes, catching up on the laundry, changing the sheets, sitting on the couch, you know, important things. We're actually gonna head here in a little bit to pick up one of our nieces from school. We're gonna hang out with her for a few hours before she goes and does her stuff tonight. Maybe we'll get some boba, maybe we'll go to Trader Joe's, who knows? But we just finished lunch. It was not that good, I'm not gonna lie, that's okay. I'm thinking I want a little snack, but what is that snack gonna be? Maybe some licorice from Trader Joe's? Also these sour strawberry belts from Trader Joe's, really good. Like I just want like a little bite of something sweet. Or I do have my fizzy pigtails still from M&S. I'm scared, it's gonna be so sour. That's insane. That is so sour. I can only like have one. I'm weak. Anyways, not really sure what else we're gonna get up to, but let's find out together. Like I've mentioned before like a million times, we're hosting Christmas Eve this year. So we wanna do our fancy bathroom again where we like wrap all of the artwork in wrapping paper and do like a fun garland and, you know, make it fun and cozy. So we'll do that for sure. See what else we get up to. Hello, it is actually like over 24 hours later. We've just been catching up with my mom, catching up with the nieces, catching up with Drew's mom and sister and family. Why did I just take out oat milk? What am I doing? Anyway, it's like 5:30 now. We have been out of the house since about 8 a.m. and we are gonna do a little bit of dinner. So we're gonna make some little chicken patties that we like to make. Just kidding, we don't have eggs, I just realized. But yeah, Drew he's getting a migraine, so he's gonna head upstairs, take a shower, take some Excedrin. What else? We went grocery shopping. Clearly forgot eggs, obviously. We went to a softball tournament for one of our nieces today. They both play softball. And so we went to one of those. We saw our other niece. We just spent a lovely, wholesome day together and finish off the evening with my mom. And now I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna eat. I don't even think we have breadcrumbs. Oh dear. I'm gonna have to get creative. We might have spaghetti, I'm not sure. But anyways, I'm getting a little bit of vlogmas senioritis. Oh, the sunset's really pretty right now. Oh my goodness, it's turning more pink by the second. It's probably really hard to see on camera, but it's like cotton candy, pink and blue. Oh, it's so pretty. I have to go out back and show you this. Oh my my god, it's so pretty. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Truly, Arizona in the winter is unbeatable. Like, she is that girl for half of the year, and then the other half of the year, ninth circle of hell. But yeah, anyways, I feel like I'm getting senioritis with vlogmas because I know we're on like the second to last vlog, so bear with me. I'm sure you guys are in the same boat. Oh, the ceiling hole is still there. Don't worry, we're texting the handyman to try and get that fixed. But yeah, we're gonna figure out something for dinner. Oh my god, I haven't even talked about this yet, but season 5 of Heated Rivalry came out last night and we watched it. I was giggling, I was kicking my feet in the air, I was screaming at the TV. I literally screamed, like, oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Okay, I'm gonna figure out food. TTYL. All right, I've landed on spaghetti because I need to use up this turkey. So we've got this going. Got the water boiling. Actually, before I take off my shoes, I wanted to show you the cutest little thing I did. I bought this pack of shoelaces from Amazon. These ones are lace ones, and then there were some silver ones that I got for a different pair that I have, and I just redid my black Sambas and they look like brand new. They're so cute. I even have like little charms that I got from like a couple of years ago that I think I'm gonna put on here, and it just looks so cute with this outfit. It's quite dark in here, like absolutely horrible lighting, but I have this pair of sweatpants that I got from Nordstrom Rack for like $20. They're a Nike pair, and then I have just my Classy Network like white tank top under it, and then just this thrifted black zip up hoodie. And I just feel so cute today, so cute and comfy. Love this outfit. All right, it's a little while later. It's actually like 8:30, 8:45, something like that. I am so wild and crazy for being up so late. No, it's actually an hour later here than it is in California. But I thought, hold on, let me get you on the tripod here. But I thought it might be time for our annual Christmas wrapping and Q&A sesh. Where is my phone? So I'm gonna wrap a couple of Christmas presents, probably not all of them, but we have a few things for like our nieces and random stuff that I thought, is this crooked? I'm not sure, but I thought we would wrap it together. So let's see here. Oh, you know what? My niece really wanted me and Drew to do another, thing where we put our Polaroids. We did that in 2023. Where we wrapped all of our presents and then did the gift tags as Polaroid pictures. And our other niece actually like put it in her iPhone case for like 2 years. It was so sweet, but then it finally kind of like disintegrated. So we've got an assortment. I haven't bought anything new for gift wrapping this year, and honestly I don't plan on it. So we've got some ribbon, we've got some twine, we've got some plaid or tartan wrapping paper. We have Squishmallows wrapping paper that is kind of no longer relevant because that phase is over. We've got some red snowflake wrapping paper. What else? We've got bows. We have Christmas trees. So there's definitely more than plenty. So let's see what you guys wanted to know. It's mostly about the questions and less about the wrapping, but I feel like we can get, you know, a couple things done at once. So this is probably gonna be a long, yappy one, and for that, I hope you don't mind. Which paper do I want to start with? I think I'm gonna do plaid. First question is, I'm going to try and avoid all of the questions that are like, have you changed your mind on marriage? Have you changed your mind on having kids? Why don't you want to get married? Do you want to get married someday? Why are you partnered instead of married? Do you want to have kids? Why don't you want to have kids? It's okay to aspire to other things in life, first and foremost. Secondly, I've answered these questions for 9 years straight almost. And it's just like, I literally answered it like a couple vlogs ago. I am not anti-marriage. I'm not even anti-kids. I just haven't decided yet. And it's okay to want to do other things with your life, you know what I mean? And it's also okay to want that as well. Anyway, we're just gonna start from the beginning. For lack of better words, do you get any work done? Filler, Botox, etc. I've documented this in the past, but I have gotten lip filler once. I got it in November of 2022, and then I never got it again. And then I've gotten Botox probably 5 or 6 times. The last time I got Botox was around, I want to guess, like February or March of this year. So it's all gone. I mean, it's completely gone. And yeah, I'm 30, almost 38 years old. So I do think it's like, I don't know, it's not a thing that I'm doing when I'm like 21. I think people should be able to do whatever they want with their face, with their body, whatever it may be. And I am a big proponent of that. So I like bodily autonomy for whoever. Will I get it again? Botox? Yes, definitely. But anything else? Probably not. Do you have major life memories associated with each of Taylor Swift's albums? Yes, I absolutely do. I have such a deep nostalgia for especially the earlier eras, like Fearless. I remember exactly where I was. I can picture my exact drive to work. I can remember the relationship I was in and the Christmas presents I gave that boyfriend, you know, all sorts of stuff like that. Like, it's just so deeply nostalgic for me. I remember what clothes I was wearing. Same with Speak Now. Same with, like, I mean, yeah, every album of hers. Red for me, oh my gosh, Red is like probably the most nostalgic. Like, I remember where I was living, what I was doing, what I was feeling. I listened to All Too Well on my way to and from work every single day. Like, yes, so nostalgic for me, and major life memories attached to those. What is your biggest non-serious pet peeve? When people say espresso, or when people say, am I the only one who, and then like say a very common thing, or they're like, unpopular opinion, but, and then they say like an extremely popular opinion, or spinach instead of spinach. Like, oh, I'm gonna throw some spinach in this salad. Huh? There's also a couple people I've met in my life that say onion instead of onion. Like, they say onion. So I guess just pronunciations mostly. How do you and Drew split the holidays between families? It's always a struggle for us. I feel lucky in that my dad has Christmas separately in Tennessee, and he does his thing with some of my other family, and then we usually see each other like right after Christmas, because, you know, winter is the best time to come to Arizona. And then my mom lives here, and she actually just comes with me to Drew's family's gatherings. She's always welcome there. She's a part of the family. It's really, really nice. So we kind of do everything like together, but we also do stuff separately as well. Hi, I'm editing this vlog. It's very strange lighting in here. I apologize. I kind of breezed past that and wasn't even thinking, but that's actually a real stress. Like, that's actually a real stressor for a lot of people, and not something I just wanted to breeze past, because I don't know like what I would do if we didn't have the situation that we did have. And even sometimes with that situation, it's still stressful, because it's just like, are we spending enough time? Are we balancing? Are we doing this and that? And I feel like that's a topic that, like, I don't know, is fascinating to me, because if you are in a partnered relationship, you have your family, they have their family, maybe one of your families lives elsewhere, so it's like you have to split time between, I don't know. It's just like a wild topic of like, where do you spend the holidays? Do you alternate? Like, I'd be curious to know what you guys do as well. But yeah, it's definitely like a very stressful part of the holiday season for sure. So I didn't want to like discredit that. Where are places in the US you would like to visit? Hi from Chicago. Hello. I used to grow up going to Chicago because I had family that lived there, and I loved Chicago, except not in the winter. That was terrible. But Chicago, so amazing. The surrounding areas, so beautiful. Where would I like to visit in the US? I mean, I'm really craving a trip back to Nashville. I haven't been since like 2021, I want to say. I don't go back nearly enough, and some of our friends moved back recently, like within the last like 6 months or so, and they're having a baby soon, so I would love to be able to go back and visit and like show Drew around for the first time, so that's top of mind. And then like, I would love to go to like Vermont in the fall, New Hampshire, you know, more places in New England. I love it there. Would you ever consider fostering pets instead of adopting? Love you too. And yes, absolutely, but like, we would keep them, so, you know, have to be ready for that. What's your favorite thing about your relationship with Drew? Love you guys. I haven't started rapping at all. Okay, let's get started. My favorite thing is that that's my homegirl for real. No, but honestly, that is truly like my partner in life. There's actually a lot of discourse online right now about people who call their boyfriend their best friend and how that's cringe. I do not care. That man is my best friend. And also, I think my favorite thing is having that established relationship. Like, we were friends for what, 8 years before we started dating. So just having that established friendship and that sort of baseline of friendship, honestly, I think is what keeps our relationship so healthy and flourishing, is that we are literally friends at the end of the day. So obviously romance in a long-term relationship is going to ebb and flow, but when you have that sort of very deep respect and love and friendship, like at the end of the day, even if you're in a phase where you're not all over each other, you like want to be in the same room and like be on the same couch and like, you know, touching legs on the couch or something like that. You know what I mean? That to me is like the definition of real love. And I think I used to think that love needed to be this very intense, all-consuming, like almost borderline toxic type of situation. And that's often, I think, why I found myself in relationships that I just felt exhausted by, and we were always fighting. And sure, it's like there was intense passion, but there wasn't a lot of like respect. And anyways, I'm going on a long tangent, whatever, this is gonna be a chatty vlog. But yeah, I think that honestly my favorite thing is like his gentleness, his respect for me, the fact that I don't have to mask or hide who I am at all whatsoever. I can be my weirdest, freakiest self around him, and he loves it. So he accepts me for who I am, and I'm very lucky. Blah blah blah. No one wants to hear that. I forget how hard it is to do both of these at the same time. If you could tell your younger self any advice, what would it be? Decenter boys, especially in your teenage and early 20s years. What's the most important thing you've learned about yourself in 2025? That I have OCD. I mean, I've kind of known it, but like that it's there and it's definitely prevalent, and that I need to be nice to myself, according to my therapist as well. I'm really working on not criticizing myself so much. It's actually kind of miserable to live like that, and I think partly because of my job and like always just trying to be ahead of the curve and be like, well wait, if there's something I need to be aware of, like blah 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 about myself, and then partly, you know, things I read about myself and like whatever. But then it also kind of like makes me not human in a way, because it makes me feel like I could never ever make a single mistake or do anything that was wrong or imperfect or whatever. And so I'm really trying to let go of that. So yeah, realizing how freaking mean I am to myself and how much I need to change that. Do you and Drew have specific dog breeds in mind for your next pet? No, and we're going back and forth between a dog or a cat. I feel like a dog is nice because you can take them with you everywhere and it's a lot more like travel friendly and stuff, but a cat is more chill and like less high maintenance. So I don't really know. Dogs love a long-haired dachshund, like those like blonde looking, like basically I want a mini Layla. I want, if you remember my former sweet angel dog Layla, I want her but tiny. So, you know, to be determined on that. I love a long-haired Chihuahua, but honestly we would end up with just a mutt. We're gonna rescue no matter what, so whatever we get, we get. How has it been going back and forth between homes? Love you. Love you too. It's honestly been really wonderful, and it's such a privilege and it's such a blessing. And it's been really fun. I feel like every time we've done it, we've come back quite a few times now, and every time it gets easier and more fun, and we get back into a routine right away. We like unload everything like you saw earlier in this vlog. We hit the ground running, we clean, we grocery shop, we cook, you know, we do all of those kinds of things, and it's been really, really nice. Like, even though this chapter obviously isn't gonna last forever, man, are we enjoying it. And honestly, it's the most fun and like everything we hoped it would be. I do think we thought we would ping pong back and forth more frequently, and instead it's like we're going for 3 weeks and then we're coming back for 2 weeks and then we're going for 4 weeks and then we're coming back for 2 weeks, you know. But honestly, that's the flexibility that we have, and it's just, it's so nice. Describe your dream thrifted vintage item. Anything from the 90s, anything that looks like maybe any of the female cast from Friends would wear it, like a vintage sweater, something from like maybe a movie, something like even like Y2K stuff. This really mostly nostalgia, honestly. If you get rid of clothes when your size changes, do you regret it if your size goes back again? No, because I try not to put too much pressure on like the body aspect of it. Sure, of course, there are things that like I would like to wear this time of year that fit me last year that don't fit me this year that I'm a little bummed about, but I feel like if I hold on to those things, well, too many of them, I mean, and also there's like a whole thing about bodies fluctuating and like getting rid of your clothes and then like maybe needing them again someday. So like plus size people specifically holding on to their clothes much longer is very popular and very prevalent because your body is always fluctuating. So there are like more collectors kind of pieces that I will be keeping and like archiving, but then there are other things where I feel like someone else should get a chance to wear them. And so for me, it's like I'm almost viewing it as like, if you love something, set it free. And I think that like picturing another plus size baddie getting to wear that and feeling confident in it kind of replaces the whole like, oh, but am I gonna miss it if I need to wear it again someday kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Just talk about heated rivalry, please. I want to do like an entire like podcast about this show. It has consumed me. I love it so much. I would simply die for all of them. I would murder with my bare hands for any of them. I love both of these couples so much, especially after the last episode. Like Ilya's my baby now. Like that's my baby girl. Like same with Shane. I just love them so much. I have so much I want to say, so maybe we'll have to do that in the future. Okay. I need to keep rapping. This is bad. Okay, we don't need to comment on my rapping. It's fine. Who is next? What is some advice that you'd give to yourself at the beginning of your 30s? Love you, girl. Love you too. Beginning of my 30s. The advice that I would give myself is follow your own path. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. There is no such thing as being late to your own life. I've seen a lot of sentiments about that. I actually even did like a little sit down sort of chitty chat about that a little while ago on my channel. And I just am such a big believer in, you can't be late to your own life. You are in absolute alignment with where you are supposed to be. Don't rush it. Don't compare yourself. Don't question it. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Also, like, maybe don't get too cocky about never having health problems because it will catch up to you. So just try to take care of your body, you know what I mean? How often do you thrift in person versus thread out, Poshmark, Mercari, etc.? I go through phases with online thrifting. Like I would say I'm browsing on there, I don't know, every week, every other week, something like that. But purchasing things, I kind of go through phases. Like when I do a Poshmark sale and I have a bunch of credits, I'll typically like order on Poshmark more. If I go on Mercari, I'm looking for things like Disney or, you know, vintage Disney. I thread up, it's like kind of like if I'm looking for a specific piece or I want to do like an image search to find something that's similar. But mostly these days I'm thrifting in person, especially after being back in California, because I just feel like the thrift stores like the Savers and stuff are way better in the area that we moved to. So I would say these days it's like 65 to 70% in person and then the rest online. If you could only have one Trader Joe's or Costco, what would you choose? Oh my God. I feel like I mean, I love Trader Joe's, but I feel like Costco has more. Trader Joe's has specific things, but Costco just has such a wide variety of things. Like there's just everything. There's like towels, there's sheets, there's mattresses, there's clothes, there's rotisserie chickens, there's chicken salad. Like, I don't know. I think I'd have to pick Costco, honestly, but like, don't make me choose. Hi Carrie, what is your favorite Taylor Swift song lyrically and then due to nostalgia? That is such a thoughtful, sweet question. First thing that jumps to mind for lyrically is Peace from Folklore. I think that is one of her best written songs ever of all time. And I mean, I know it's appreciated, but I don't know if it gets the recognition that it deserves sometimes. I actually did twice. I actually did a quiz. I'll try to remember to link it down below, but there is a website that you can go to where you rank every single Taylor Swift song ever. And it's long, but I've done it twice now, and both times Peace was my #1 song. Everything from like the music to the sentiment and like the thought behind it and the lyrics, her pen game in that song is unbelievable. Like every time I listen to it, I'm just like, oh my God, that's a good song. I've never had the courage of my convictions as long as danger is near, and it's just around the corner, darling, because it lives in me. Your integrity makes me seem small and you paid drinks. Oh, I talk shit with my friends. It's my super honor. I mean, and you know that I'd swing with you for the fences, sit with you in the trenches, give you my wild, give you a... I just can't. I can't. Devil's in the details, but you got a friend. You know what I mean? Like, it's just an unmatched song. It's an absolutely unmatched song. So, yeah. And then for the nostalgia, it's Fearless. It's Fearless. I'm hand-hearting I'm just transported back to being 20 years old and being young and carefree and in love and, well, having a crush, really. I thought I was in love back then, but I was just, had a little crush, and it was just such a sweet, innocent time, and I love it so much. Like, I still sometimes almost get like emotional when I listen to Fearless. And then honestly, anything from the Red album. I think I saw a question on there too that said something like, what do you think is, since we'll do all the Taylor Swift ones now, something about like, what do you think is Taylor's most underrated song? And I'm gonna say Suburban Legends from the vault tracks on the 1989 Taylor's version. It is, if you were cheated on by your high school boyfriend that you thought was the love of your life, that's our anthem. And you just simply had to be there. Like, the girls who get it, get it. It's criminally underrated. Holy moly. I love that song so much. That was probably my top song in 2024. I listened to it repeatedly, and it was amazing. Okay, see, that one was a little better. That wasn't bad. You know what? We're not doing too much rapping here, so let's just continue with the questions. We can do more rapping once we conclude the questions. Someone said, I'm pooping. I'm so happy for you. Deep question, do you believe in an afterlife, and what's your belief system? How much time do you have? I was a religious kid growing up. I no longer identify as religious. I identify as agnostic, I guess you could say. Atheist, but like, I'm not really sure. Some of the things that I still hold on to from the days when I did believe that was like the thought of an afterlife and like being reunited with like my loved ones and my pets and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I necessarily believe in that anymore, but there is like a part of me deep down that wants to. And I actually, there's a 1975 lyric in his song called Nana where he talks about his grandma who'd passed away, and he said, and I know that God doesn't exist in all the palaver surrounding it, but I like to think you hear me sometimes. And I feel like that encapsulates my faith. But like, also, we don't love Maddie Healy anymore. But just, I don't know, it's a good lyric. How would you describe your style these days? I'm obsessed with it, by the way. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I would describe it as nostalgic, comfortable, eclectic, funky, and authentic? I don't know. It's a mishmash of a bunch of different things, but I feel like I don't really have personal style, even though I have things that I gravitate towards. I really just love clothes, and like I've always kind of changed my aesthetic depending on the day and depending on my mood and, you know, whatever. So like, I don't know, I kind of don't really have one specific style, but I think also that's kind of my style. My style is eclectic, I guess you could say. Like, it's a bunch of different things mixed into one. I would say those are the top 5 things that come to mind though. What are your goals for 2026? A couple people said, what are you looking forward to in 2026? Just more growth, more radical self-acceptance, more prioritizing my health, hopefully figuring out some things. Like, I don't want to be talking about my health anymore. I just want to be living my life. I don't want to feel sick. I just want to enjoy my time here on earth, you know? So hopefully I'll get to a point where I don't have to do that anymore. Goals are, like, someone was like, do you have any New Year's resolutions? I haven't quite figured that out yet. I will do that when I come back after, you know, I take a little break after Vlogmas, and when I come back in the new year, I think I'll maybe go like into more of a deep dive for 2026, but just being a lot nicer to myself. A lot nicer to myself. What is something you want to be remembered for when you're gone? Oh my goodness. Just being a really kind person, someone who was very authentic, someone who made people feel included, someone who was warm, someone who was maybe just like fun and silly and goofy, and didn't take the typical things in life too seriously and focused more on what really mattered in life. Hopefully. Favorite album, song, and movie of 2025. Oh my gosh, I love this. Favorite album has to be Hayley Williams' album, Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party. I mean, it's just so good. My favorite song of 2025. Oh gosh. The first thing that pops into my head is No Good Deed from Wicked. Well, Wicked for Good. Oh my god. And then the movie has to be Wicked for Good. I mean, yeah, she blew my socks off with that one. Like, holy moly. What a once in a generation talent Cynthia Erivo is. Holy shit. I miss your story time so much. I would literally LOL. Would you ever bring them back in some form? I think someday, maybe, like in some sort of like, I've considered maybe some sort of like memberships thing or like Patreon or whatever, but there are things, I've talked about it. I actually made an entire video about like what I learned after making over 100 story times on YouTube. And I think maybe I would just be a little more discerning with like private details, especially about other people. Because something I've learned over time is that like you can say whatever you want about yourself and your experience, but when you share things about other people, sometimes looking back, maybe you don't feel as great about it. Even though in the moment it was kind of what everyone was doing and it was normal. Like, yeah, there are just things that maybe I wish I hadn't shared. So I don't know. We'll see, maybe. I want to figure out some sort of like smaller, more niche community to focus on maybe next year, where either like Drew and I do some sort of like podcast, or we watch like Love Island together and stream it, or like, yeah, like a smaller community of people. But I'm not sure yet, so we'll see. So maybe that'll be on there. Favorite content creators right now, Instagram and TikTok. I love Evelyn from the internet. She's always been one of my favorites. I love her YouTube videos. She's doing vlogmas right now. I'm watching all of them. I'm tuned in every single day. I love her TikToks. I also love Jade Fox. She has been making so many really helpful videos, especially if you're a creative, on like short form content. Like, wow, really incredible. Okay, I lost you there. Sorry about that. My camera shuts off after like 30 minutes or something like that of recording, so it's been a while, so I need to wrap this up soon, but I'm just in a chatty mood. I love my Cotswolds girlies, like Josie, like Hannah Adkins. I love watching Molly May's vlogs. Oh, but that's all YouTube. Short form, who else do I really like? I feel like I like just scroll, and so I don't follow like a ton of people, but I've been loving, oh my gosh, I've been loving following women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, documenting their outfits. It's so inspiring to me. I cannot begin to tell you, as someone who is almost 38 years old, following people that are older than me and seeing them thriving in their life and seeing them wearing the cutest outfits and going about their life being the absolute goddesses that they are. Some of them are child-free, some of them have kids, some of them are partnered, some of them aren't. And it's just so wonderful to see. And I think if you are maybe like a millennial or above, a lot of times on the internet it feels like everybody is 20 years old, and there's nothing against that, but I want to see people my own age and people older. Like, I really truly aspire to make more friends that are not only my age but older as well. I just think that there's so much to learn and so much perspective to gain, and I'm so inspired. So yeah, definitely recommend searching for people to follow that are like older, and it just gives you something to look forward to, and you realize that like life is only just getting good. Do you know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna get too woo-woo about it, but I just love it. Do the California beach vibes elevate your mood compared to the desert life of Arizona? Yes. I love the beach. I love going to the beach. I love it so much, but I also love being in the desert. Just, you know, I'm from here. I was born here. It's always gonna be like a special place for me, but yeah, I mean, there's no comparing in my mind. What's your Enneagram, and are we in a simulation? LOL. I sometimes think we're in a simulation, but no, unfortunately, I don't think we actually are. And my Enneagram, I can't remember what it was. Oh, and every time I get asked this question, I forget. I'll have to do that again someday. This says, not a question, but love your vlogs, and I'm so glad you decided to do Vlogmas this year. This is so nice. Thank you so much. What did you want to be when you were a little kid? Honestly, when I was a little kid, I wanted to be like a pop star. Like, I wanted to be like a famous singer. I would put on performances for anyone who would listen. I sang morning, noon, and night. I just wanted to be a singer, like from a very young age. Carrie knew who she was from a very young age. You know that meme? Truly, like, I just wanted to be a star. I wanted to be a pop star. I wanted to sing for people. I wanted to perform. I loved it. I did like little stage, like little, you know, mini productions of things. Like I did Les Mis when I was younger, and you know, stuff like that. So honestly, I would say that. And then I don't know, like middle school happened and life happened and trauma happened, and you know, took me a minute, but then I started a YouTube channel, so here we are. more. So anyways, okay, I think that's gonna be all the questions that I'm gonna answer for this vlog. And I know that in this vlog I didn't do the like moments of joy and things like that, but I feel like this one's long enough. So I think we're gonna save that and I'll read the rest of them that I did for the most recent one that I posted on Instagram. There's gonna be so many. So I'll do like a whole long segment in the last vlog, which is next, which is crazy. We are quite literally almost to, like, it's, as I'm filming this right now, Christmas week is starting tomorrow. So it is definitely like happening quickly. And I'm relieved because I just want to like log off and, you know, Slam's laptop shut until January 1st, whatever. But also, I want to keep going. Like, it's so much fun. So anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for wrapping these 2 presents with me. You know, I will definitely do more wrapping off camera, that's for sure. And I will see you guys very soon for Vlogmas number 12. Bye.